Hey everyone, this is Marjorie Wildcraft and welcome to the Grow Network podcast. And this is where we're doing a series of interviews with amazing, astonishing people that you may not have ever thought of that would be growing their own food. In this particular series, we have CEOs that are growing them. These people are running big companies, but they still produce their own food either in their home or in their backyard. And I just want to give you a quick reminder that the Grow Network is an online community of people who are stopping the destruction of the earth via homegrown food. And the key word there is people. So it doesn't matter what you're doing or what role you're playing in this great drama. Growing your own food really helps out. And so on the line with me, I'm super excited to have Adam, and we were just talking about how to pronounce his last name. I think I might did it. Radulovic, right? Okay.
You know, it's good enough. Thank you, Marjorie.
That's good enough. Adam, awesome. Adam, thank you so much and welcome to the call. I know you're super busy. I really appreciate you getting to hop on and talk to us.
No, my pleasure. I've been looking forward to it.
Can you, right off the bat, so she's like, oh, that's a CEO. Like, what do they have? Does he have a garage and he's hired his son? What, can you tell us a little bit about your company, what it does? How long ago it started? How many employees you have? Just kind of the bragging rights about your organization, so people know you're like a real dude that's really working hard and has built something massive.
Yeah, absolutely. So 25-person organization. We have staff across 3 continents. Started a little over 11 years ago, and we're a strategic IT department that manages the technology for about 50 different businesses.
Wow. So when the server breaks, we call Adam?
Our hope is that we do things that prevent it from breaking in the first place, which is actually one of our uniques.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's really, preventive is awesome. Yeah. You've got a substantial organization there, 11 years. That's, you've really built something amazing. By the way, what your website for people who want to see that is xlt.net. Is that correct?
It's XL, like extra large, xl.net.
xl.net. So kind of like excellent.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah, Excel, excellent. And in hindsight, it worked really well. But that was accidental. We got the domain in 95 as one of the last 2-letter domains that were available.
Yeah, those are hard to come by, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Adam, how long have you been growing your own food? Is this just a new thing or something you've been doing?
Well, as an amateur, I started when I was probably 3 years old, placing little beans in my mom's plant pots. Now, we lived inside a 11-story building in Belgrade, Serbia, so they didn't really grow that big, but I loved the process. And when I'd visit my grandma that had more of a plot, I really had an even bigger chance to watching those plants grow.
Nice. And you're still growing now. And what part of the country are you in? So people who can.
Super warm Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sunny. You're in the banana belt of Chicago, though, right?
Right.
Every state has the banana belt. It always amuses me when you go to the banana belt of Wyoming. You're like, what? Adam, what are your favorite things? What systems are you growing? And being in Chicago, you never know, but it could be chickens, hydroponics, foraging, gardening. Like what's kind of the area? And a lot of us do multiple ones, but what would you say is your main system that you're growing?
My heart about, I think 5 years ago, after years of looking, has been captured by vertical aeroponics.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
So I
Are
found,
you doing that? You're doing that living in an apartment or a condo, and you've got that going up a sunny window or something like that.
No, so it's a little more of a system setup. As people probably know, Chicago gets a little chilly in the winter, so it's definitely indoors inside my house. And it's about 8 foot tall with a grow tent around it. Reflective LEDs inside. And initially it was growing probably 10, 11 different vegetables. But my cherry tomato plant decided it needed all the space and killed every other plant.
Those cherry tomatoes are megalomaniacal. I love them. Yeah. But then you've got, like, you know, you're giving away cherry tomatoes. You're knocking on neighbors' doors and leaving the box there and running before they, you know, right?
Oh, they produce, and the plant's a little over a year and a half old and produces probably 10 to 12 cherry tomatoes every day.
Yeah, that's right, because they are perennials if they aren't in a region where they die back from frost. So
correct.
Oh my! You've got a year and a half old tomato plant in your house.
It's thick. I don't know if plant's the right word. I think I can call it a tree now.
Okay.
It has bark.
A year and a half old tomato tree in your house. That's amazing. I met this guy one time up in like 7,200 feet up in Colorado who built a greenhouse and has a fig tree growing in there, and he got the cutting from somewhere in Austin. 22-year-old fig tree. Thing was loaded. Like, it was amazing what you can. And so, other than cherry tomatoes, what else is like your favorite thing to produce?
So I had to go outside of the aeroponics setup because the cherry tomato loves its space and extinguished the rest as it gravitated and grabbed all the lights. I grow in just regular dirt, arugula, dill.
Nice.
I've got a super slow growing rosemary little bush that's been growing, I think, for 2 years now. Cucumber, a couple of cucumber plants that also produce really well. What else?
Are you doing those in like grow bags or big pots?
Just big pots. Because you know, when frost comes, I need to have them be mobile and pull them inside. And I haven't gotten to the point, though I want to set up a greenhouse that can hopefully function all year long.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody wants a greenhouse. And I have traveled all over the world, and I thought, you know, Costa Rica, they need greenhouses to keep the rain off. Like, everybody needs a greenhouse in every bioregion, you know.
Yeah. I'd love to see a simple way to get greenhouses set up so it's accessible to everyone. Yeah.
It does help to control a little bit better the climate, which is getting kind of outrageous these days. Hey, Adam, how much time do you spend doing this, growing your own food and messing around with this?
With cherry tomatoes, as there's asexual flowers, it's only 10 minutes a day. When I had indoor cucumber, it was a significant amount of time because I had to self-pollinate. So those little bees do a lot of work for us, and people don't realize until you have to self-pollinate.
Right. You had to be a relationship consultant for your cucumbers, and so you have to be a marriage counselor for your cucumbers.
Now,
I totally get it.
It's dead easy. Growing them outside, I just have to water and make sure they get food from time to time. So they're super easy outside with the help of all the little buggies we get. But inside was really hard.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm still rocking and rolling from that year and a half old cherry tomato plant.
I know.
That sounds amazing.
I had to look it up afterwards because not all cherry tomatoes apparently are perennial. Some will just die in the season regardless of the temperature. And so I discovered it later. I'm like, this has been 6 months. How long is this plant going to live? And it just kept producing. And I've read reports of them living for years. So I think that's the one I got.
And so really only about 10 minutes a day. And what would you say is the biggest benefit to growing your own food other than the produce, of course, right? Delicious cherry tomatoes. Can't turn that down.
Yeah, it makes me happy and reduces my stress.
Yeah. That's the biggest comment we're getting.
That's why I do it.
Yeah. Wow. So downtime and something not in front of a screen, right?
My version of meditation when you go in and have to do pruning and cherry tomatoes are very giving in that regard. You got to do a lot of pruning.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just kind of lose myself and stay as long as I want in there. No matter how much time I spend, there's more to do if I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Do you not bring your cell phone into that then, and just let that be your kind of quiet time?
Yeah, it's absolutely quiet time. I sit down and I expect to spend as much time as necessary.
To clear your mind. Yeah,
Yep.
I hear you. Yeah. Got any tips to share? Especially, we have a lot of people who are up in the north and in apartments or in, indoor situations, and they're always asking me, what can I do?
Yeah, the Tower Garden, they have a wonderful system set up that's affordable and kind of gives you everything you need to get that setup going. Now you still have to do your own research and use services maybe like the Grow Network to figure out how to grow your actual plants, but the actual setup of it, they provide you what you need to get going. So you get LED lights that are attached to the pump, the reservoir, the vertical setup. So everything's kind of included in there. And I know that there's people that love to grow more than just a short season. In Chicago, they do. There's plots, and they come out for the 8 weeks we have warmth, and they try to grow something really fast and then run back inside.
Do you think the air quality in your home is better due to the plants growing in there?
It smells better.
Yeah. You got
So
that fresh tomato smell going.
Oh yeah. You start cutting those, you start trimming it, the smells really come out, and I've loved tomatoes since I was a little kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I bet you make some great sauces and yeah. Why should other companies encourage more backyard food production by their leaders and staff? And I assume you're encouraging the folks that work for you to get into this hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a number of Excel netters that grow their own food. Most are growing it outside. So here, and it's coming up right now, we get a lot of cucumbers being shared around and tomatoes. So it's we have one guy in the group that does winter garlic.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I think it's been therapeutic for most of us, and I'd love it to be even more integral in people's lives because I see the benefit of it just simply from increasing happiness for people. I think is a benefit for not just the community, but it's direct benefit to the business as well.
Do you think it helps your company culture, seeing people bring stuff in and sharing it and that kind of?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Adam, thank you so much. I don't know if you had any other comments or suggestions you want to give to people, or I don't know if there's anybody who'd be looking for business from this, but if you want to give a pitch for your company, I'm totally good with that also.
I just encourage people just get started. Whatever your barrier to entry is, there's systems out there that are really really inexpensive, and you can get going with very little time. Just try it and see what that experience is like for you. I know right now, especially with COVID, a lot of people are stressed out and dealing with things they haven't expected prior to the year. Give this a try and see what it makes you feel like, and maybe it grows into something bigger.
Yeah, it's an astonishingly addictive and healthful hobby. So definitely a better choice than some other things. Adam, thanks so much for being on the call, and really appreciate it. This is Marjorie Wildcraft. I'm with the Grow Network, and we're actually the largest community of people online that are stopping the destruction of the earth via homegrown food. Come join us over at www.thegrownetwork.com.